Okay, let's start. A very good afternoon to everyone. So, hope all of you guys are doing good. So, how are you guys doing today?
Good, thank you.
A very fine day today, Milon. Thank you.
Wow, that's nice to hear from all of you. So, positive vibes. I can get some positive vibes. Okay. So, before we begin, let us introduce ourselves. So, I will begin. My name is Milon Benjamin, son of Ronald, and my matrix number is F1019. Next.
Hello everyone, my name is Fikrie Nazri. My matrix number is 01 TPM 20 F1007.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ahmad. I'm a Shamsul Anuar. My registration number is 01 DPM 20F1017.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for introducing yourselves. So, now let's move on. So today, actually, we are going to have a short discussion regarding our topic, study stress. So, come, let's have a look at the next slide. So, let's have a look what we will be discussing today in this very pleasant afternoon. The first thing is I will begin with a brief introduction on what is study stress, and secondly, we will be discussing about the job scope and resources, where we will be talking about what was our role in this mini project. And thirdly, we will be giving some recommendation to related to the article, where we will give some suggestions or recommendations regarding on how to reduce or how to reduce study stress and so on. And then we will end with a closure. Next. So now I will be giving a short definition on what is study stress. Generally speaking, stress is a natural feeling where it is designed to guide you to cope with difficult or challenging situations. Stressful feelings can be good as well if it is in a small amount, and it can help you to work harder, and it helps you to push you to work harder and achieve the best you could. And students experience stressful situations such as examinations, course deadlines, and thinking about their future and so on. So actually, this is a part of a process where students feel stress and all that. But at the same time, it is also a good feeling where it really pushes you to achieve your goals and achievements. So this is a short brief explanation about what is study stress. So let's move on to our next part. So now we have moved to our second part, where we will be discussing about how did we actually divide our job scope for this mini project. So for the first two questions, I've played my role and I've answered it. And coming to question two regarding types of stress, I've actually learned something new after doing some researches and after doing some researches from websites and webs. I've learned that stress doesn't only have a single meaning, where stress means depression, stress means you feel emotionally depressed and all that. No, but stress actually is divided into several categories. They have several types of stress, where, for instance, we have psychological stress, we have physical stress, we have psycho spiritual stress, and so on. There are various types of stress existed in this situation. So actually, I've learned some new things, and it is a good experience for me. And next slide. So regarding question three and four, cause of stress and warning signs of stress. So this was done by Ahmad Aiman. So let's hear from Ahmad Aiman. What did he learn, or what was his experience throughout the process?
Well, thank you, Milon, for the great presentation. And now I'm going to explain about two topics today: is the cause of stress, and number four is the warning signs of stress. Well, we are known that after the post-pandemic happened in 2020 right now, we are dealing with stress. So I'm going to explain about what is the cause of stress that you may happen to occur in your homes or in your workplace. For example, the cause of stress is you are feeling be getting bullied. Okay, like for example, nowadays we have been cope with the social media, so the symptoms of bullying is raising up, especially in this generation. The second one is to work so hard because of the economy unstable in the world right now. You may work so hard until you make it to be stressful to your mind. The third one is your relationship with every single person, your family, your friends, your partners, even with your pets. If you have stress, if your pets are not being comfortable with you, you and your pets will have stress too. So now we are going to see about the warning signs of stress. Actually, stress is something unavoidable in our lifestyle, but the amount of signs that you must know to know about whether the stress is over the limit of yourself or it is not. So the warning sign of stress is headache. If you have something to feel about getting headache so much, or having high blood pressure, muscle pain or tension, or any negative that happen in your life, it is one of the major signs of early signs of stress. And then, last but not least, it is muscle pain or tension. To have any problems in your muscle is a sign of stress. That's all from me. I will go on with the next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you, Aiman. That's a very powerful message which you have sent. And yes, cyberbullying and all these the cases are increasing. Yes, that is normal. So, and you have mentioned that about the warning signs of stress, such as headache and all that. Yes, that is extremely worrying, and students should be careful in all those situations and don't end up in a peak level of it. So, thank you, Aiman. So, next we will be moving on to the next slide. So, question 5 and 6. This was done by Fikri. So, come,
Yes.
let's hear from Fikri what he has to say.
Okay, thank you Milon and thank you Aiman. So my part in this mini project is I am doing question 5 and question 6 and also recommendation as well. So for the question 5, I am writing for the changes or method that can help to reduce study stress such as to communicate with family, create schedule, maintaining the health of mental and physical health. Besides referring to the slides of notes given by the lecturer, I have also done some research and reading from the internet. For example, on this question 5, I was referred to the Google Scholar on an article. Next, my part is question 6, which is I discussing about the characteristic of the student that can cause stress. For example, student who is set to earning high grades, student that is anxious and worrying about his future life, and also student who is lack of their motivation. Also, I have referring to the Google Scholar besides refer to the notes given. So I think that's my part lah in this mini project.
Thank you, Fikri,
Thank you.
for sharing your thoughts about your experience throughout this process. Thank you. So now we will be moving on to the next slide, which is recommendations and reference. So basically, for these two questions, each one of us has played our role. Where me, Aiman, along with Fikri, we have given our recommendations on how to reduce and or avoid stress among students. So we will be discussing that in a short while. And coming to reference, this part, all of us played our role too. We added all of our resources, where did we get the information from, and all those resources was added in question 8 by all of us. So next we will be moving on to the recommendation part. So here we will be sharing ideas and recommendations on what can we recommend or what could we suggest in order to avoid student study stress. So firstly, I would like to hear from Fikri. What recommendations would you like to share?
So some recommendations to relate the article. I would suggest to organize a counseling program for all students. The purpose of this program is to provide awareness and information to the community about the mental health issues so that the students have knowledge of how important it is to maintain their mental health and how to deal with their stress.
Thank you, Fikrie. Yes, counseling programs is extremely important for students as they will gain some sort of knowledge on how to manage their lives regarding stress. Okay, thank you. And the second one, I would like to give my point of view where I included where students should include exercise and physical activity into their respective schedules. And I don't want to hear students telling that they don't have time for exercise and physical activities. In this stressful period, we understand that it is difficult to cope up with all this stuff. But we should know that exercise actually creates wonders for your mental sharpness, and it could be a very big help for your online classes. You'll be mentally prepared and sharp in every single thing you do. So that is my point of view. What about Aiman? I can see this the third one. I'm pretty sure that this it is your point. So let's hear from you.
So thank you, Milon. Last but not least, some recommendations from me. So my recommendations for people who have been dealing with stress is to seek for help. If you notice something, your emotion or your habits are indicating some negative ways, not just sit around and not expressing, but try to go and come up with people out there and try to acknowledge that some people want to help you to solve your problem. So that's all from me.
Okay, thank you, Aiman, for your recommendation. An interesting one, and this should be each and every student should take a pen and note this point down. It's a very strong point there. So I guess we have reached the end. Each one of us has played our role and part. So before I end, anyone would like to add anything else or would like to say something?
As far as we go to discussion, I agree very much.
Yeah, I think that's enough for today's discussion.
Yes. So I can see that all of us agree with each other's point. So I think we can end this discussion. Thank you, everyone. Have a
Thank you,
good day.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.